Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Hari Om. Ajaha. Ajaha in this context means one who is unborn, who is birthless. Body or any form goes through these 6 modifications. First it is conceived, asti, then it is born, jayate, then vardhate, grows, viparinamate, modifies, apakshiyate, starts decaying, and vinashyati, dies. So that which is born has to die, but that which is unborn is immortal, and that is indicated by ajaha. So let us think, what exactly is birth? One meaning of birth is cessation of prior non-existence is called birth. One way to understand birth is the prior non-existence of that thing ceases when something is born. Like a pot is created from the mud. The form of the pot was not existent before. When the pot got created, the non-existence of that pot form ceased by the emergence of the pot as a form. So material aspects go through this modification, but pure existence is always there. The form of the pot was not present before, but the mud was present and mud existed. That existence never changes. Even when the pot is there, existence is there. Even when the pot is destroyed, or even if mud is destroyed, existence is still there. So the cessation of prior non-existence, prak abhav it is called birth. The self, as we saw in the earlier name, as shashvatah, eternal, is there in the past, present, and future, changeless. So there is no non-existence of the self which will cease. That self which is eternal, always existing, of the nature of isness, that self is ajaha, that is Lord Shiva. The pot goes through 6 modifications. It is conceived in the mind of the potter, then he creates the pot, then that pot may go through changes from a small lump, and at some point it will get destroyed. But existence is there in and through all these. That never ceases. So what is born is the form. Existence is neither created nor destroyed. Second meaning of birth is from the unmanifest it comes into manifest. And death means from manifest it goes back to unmanifest. Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata avyakta nidhananyeva tatra ka paridevana. In the Gita 2nd chapter, Bhagavan says that the beings were unmanifest before, now they become manifest in between, and at death again they go back to unmanifest. So Arjun, why are you grieving? The journey from unmanifest to manifest is birth. Journey from manifest to unmanifest is death. But what goes through manifest and unmanifest is only matter. The self is the witness of both birth and death, as well as all the changes in between. That self is unborn. Self doesn't become unmanifest or manifest. Matter or form becomes manifest and manifest. Self is constant. Like the electricity is constant, or the movie screen is constant. We may change the bulb. Bulb comes and goes. Electricity remains same. The scenes of the movie come and go. Screen remains the same. In the same way, that which is eternal, that which is infinite is unborn. Neither its existence, neither its prior non-existence ceases, because it is not prior non-existent. It is always existent. Nor does it appear from unmanifest to manifest, because there is no change in that. That infinite consciousness is ajaha, and that is Shiva, and that is our true self. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. It is ajaha, it is unborn, nitya, eternal, puranaha, most ancient, and even when the body is destroyed, it will never be destroyed. The more we meditate on this, the more fearless we become, that I am truly unborn. And in fact, as we come deeper into spirituality, we understand that what we generally celebrate as a birthday, There's nothing wrong. One can celebrate the birthday. But what we must understand here is from the glory of the birthless, infinite, unborn consciousness, we are identifying with one body and saying, now I am born. I am this body. This is my age. This is my father. This is my mother. At one point I will die. So there is sorrow. There is fear for that. There is anxiety for that. From that glorious state of being unborn, we have come to the misery of being born. And now that we feel I am this body and I am this jiva and I am born, there are many desires and then I am caught in the cycle of birth and death to fulfill those desires. What a fall it is from the absolute glory of the unmanifest to the misery of this manifest. Hence, this is what Ramana Maharshi said. At least on one's birthday, one should mourn one's entry into this world, samsara. To find glory in it and celebrate it is like delighting in and decorating a corpse. To seek one's self and merge in the self, that is wisdom. Think about it. And even when we celebrate birthday, we are actually celebrating moving closer to the day of death. Those who want to celebrate can continue to celebrate, but a spiritual seeker strives to realize the unborn self. Because as long as I feel I am born, I will have to go through death. And birth is not just the birth of the body, birth is birth of the thoughts, of emotions, of desires, and they continuously keep happening. So one who has seen the limitation of this whole process, who has got vairagya from this, is the one who seeks the Supreme. There's no point in forcing oneself not to celebrate the birthday without this deeper understanding, without this deeper vairagya. One may celebrate the birthday, one may do some generous acts and be kind and be loving and do some charity, etc. But one should also strive to understand the limitation of this whole process and try to realize that unborn self, because that is what we truly seek. Until we don't attain that, we will continue to keep taking birth again and again. One who is fed up of this cycle of birth and death says, I want to realize the absolute truth, and that is unborn pure consciousness. That is my true nature. May Lord Shiva bless us with the realization of the unborn self.
Body is born. When the wave is born, the ocean is not born. The wave rose in the ocean. In Brahman, the reality, the infinite consciousness, the body is born. The body that rose in me, it disappeared. So what? The body is also nothing but grossification of consciousness. A disturbance in consciousness is the entire universe. Neither is it born, nor does it die. Having thus once existed in that form, it never becomes extinct. It is ever there. This is called in the Upanishads Ajaha, unborn. When was God born? Who was his father? Doubt will always come. And it is valid doubt. Because the intellect can think only in terms of time. So when you say that God was and everything was born, the next question your own child will ask. It is natural for the human intellect to think, because human intellect can think only in terms of time. If thus the God created the whole world, Papa, who was God's Papa? Even a baby will ask. Not the grown-up people, even baby. So if your mind goes in that direction, it is right. Grandpa, you have been taking me to all the marriages. Why is it that you never took me to your marriage? What can the grandfather say? Ask grandmummy. I think she told me don't bring her. You can only shove the problem to another's shoulder, because the boy will not understand that the grandfather married the grandmother. As a result of it came the father. The father married again, repeated the mistake, and therefore you came, my sonny. When in the consciousness, the first thought came 0 time, then I repeated the mistake, the second thought, then came the grandson. What is it? Time. And with the time, yes, everything that is happening from third thought onwards, I can measure it with time. What is the first thought? Zero down. And unka baap hai Paramatma. Paramatma, when was your God born? God born. These are all the thoughtless arguments. Born God will have to die. Antavanda ime deha. Born God must die. And the God who died, poor man. I mean, he was nice. I am very devoted. But now died. What can you do? Can't help it. Born, God born. God is historical. Silly. If it is God that you are representing, we will have to say that he is unborn, eternal. He may manifest. That's a different thing. Thereby to say that it is not historical and therefore it is a myth. Honest gods will have to be myth. Because conditioned by thought, by my time, it has to perish. Since it is imperishable, either you have to say unborn, and the average man cannot understand unborn, therefore we make him born and show him. Dekha, the God hai. Removed. See, Krishna born and did all this mischief and then he died. Oh. He manifested Avirbhava and Tirobhava. God manifested. Now and then he looked out at it. Smile. That is the only way to communicate it to others.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.